Was I wrong about cameras being on the moon?
So the camera was mounted inside the lander in a compartment called the Mesa. And when the lunar lander landed on the moon, Neil Armstrong from inside the lander pulled a lever and that deployed the Mesa. The Mesa is where some of the equipment was, so here it is, and it's pointed that way right at the ladder. And this is what the camera looked like mounted inside of that.
That was a really good explanation, but I think Buzz Aldrin, the person who was there, has a different one.
Well, let's talk about this, because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. See, you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, what we saw was we all were gathered around the old curved top radio and listened.
Talking about, you know, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said, contact light, engine stop.
It was
and a few
exciting.
other things, and then Neil said, Houston, Tranquility Base, the Eagle has landed. Man, how about that?
That was very exciting.
Not a bad line.
Yeah, yeah.
Let the word of God be true, and every man a liar. Romans 3:4. So it's important to use the Bible for a litmus test. It's important to have a litmus test for truth in your life. I highly recommend the Bible. It has not steered me wrong. Won't steer you wrong. One of the best verses to refute this is Psalms 19:1. So the firmament demonstrates God's handiwork. To paraphrase, what is the firmament? There's a lot of verses about this. Job describes it as a molten looking glass. And what does that mean? That's a good question. Some people think it's poetry. Some people like me think it's literal. He's saying it's like a molten looking glass, so that is kind of a metaphor. But he's trying to tell you how strong that the firmament is. You know, aside from Disney filming Admiral Byrd shooting Wernher von Braun's ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads at it in Operation Fishbowl and Dominic, you know, it seems to be pretty impenetrable. Isaiah 14:13 brought this up before. This is what God said Satan is saying, and it reveals that Satan states he's going to put his throne or his kingdom higher than that of God's stars. And as we know from Genesis, God's stars, the luminaries, stars, sun, and moon, are imprinted and exist within the firmament. So Satan's kingdom would go past that firmament, right? So if they're claiming to leave Earth, they're claiming they've gone past the firmament. So that's, you know, part of their contradicting the Bible. 2 Thessalonians 2:10-12, they perish because they refuse the truth. So you're reading the Bible, and you know, once I knew the Bible to be true, February 2nd of 2023, before then I would have not looked into, you know, the shape of the earth, or I believed everything I said or thought they said. You know, I've stated before, after retiring from the military, I was going to seek the space program and try to be an astronaut. That's how much I was, you know, believing it. And you know, after February 2nd, 2023, as I was reading the Bible, and then I'm reading about the firmament, that's when I started to look into things, because I knew the Bible was the truth. And that's when things started to be revealed. So 2 Thessalonians 2:10-12, they perish because they refuse the truth that's in the Bible. The Bible tells you the truth, you're refusing it, you're going with what the world says. The world also supporting an organization that was founded by a Nazi SS officer who's an occultist, Jack Parsons, who's a well-known occultist, and L. Ron Hubbard, who occultist started Scientology. So three, you know, Luciferian occultists, Apollo worshippers, founded this organization that people put all their trust into about literally everything. Revelation 9:11 talks about the kings of the world having over them a ruler. The rulers of the world having over them a king, and that would be the angel of the abyss, Apollo. Revelation 9:11, and then Revelation 12:9. I've showed this before. There's a statue or a monument in front of 666 United Nations Plaza, and that statue or monument is Archangel Michael, and he's stabbing the dragon, and that dragon is made up out of rocket ships, spaceship parts. It looks like the International Space Station that he's stabbing. So Revelation 12:9 talks about a dragon being hurled down, and I would argue to say that that is the metaphor of them exposing themselves right in front of your face, and you refusing the truth. So with that, just take a look at the evidence that was presented today. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people watching this that get upset. They still want to have their worldview preserved, and they still think that they saw footage of people walking around the moon. There's so many people that still think that they've seen that, and I just want to demonstrate through the words of the quote-unquote astronauts that there was no cameras, they didn't exist, and that it's animation that he thought specifically should be recreated to show people what they did. So there was no live stream. Telecommunications nowadays could not achieve that, the time gap distance of 230,000 or 240,000 miles to have instant live feed communication. Anybody who's talked to anybody on the opposite side of the world or in a different country knows there's a delay with that, and that's only a few thousand miles. Multiply that time by a factor of 30 or 40, and it's not happening. So with that, just continue to look, continue to seek the truth. Things will be revealed as you read the Bible. Things will be revealed to you, and your worldview will change completely. So again, do not believe me. Read this stuff for yourself. Romans 3:4 says that every man is a liar, and we just showed you a couple. A female who looks, like she means well. Looks like she could be educated. Looks like she could be a good person, and she is a flat-out liar. Knowingly or unknowingly, she's spreading the deception that 2 Thessalonians is talking about. And then the same thing, Buzz on the Conan show comes out with the truth. So, yep. But I appreciate you watching. More to come. And as far as alive, been kind of busy. Had family visiting from out of town, so haven't been able to do it. Like I said, as soon as I came off the band, so I apologize for that. But I'll start doing more bands, or more, hopefully no bands. Start doing more lives, and I'm hoping to get some of my friends that I've known before I joined the military, that knew me as a teenager, to be on them to ask questions, because most of them are non-believers, and then all of them are really, most of them also think they believe in the heliocentric model. One of them is on the fence, and so I'm gonna hopefully document the presentation of information and their reactions or responses to it. But more to come with that. Yep. Don't believe me. Read it for yourself. Don't send me your money. Keep it or give it to somebody who's homeless. But yep. God bless you.